Yes. We're back.
What's going on, people? Welcome back.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year and all that good stuff. Obviously it's our first podcast of the year. Mm-hmm. So we're here. Hit me.
A lot's happened, man. A lot's happened.
Lot still.
How's things on your side, bro?
It's alright, man. Literally like before we reached the end of 2020, I just wrote down before we reached the end of 2019, I just wrote down my 2020 goals. And I just try and just like make sure that every day I'm making stuff happen, do you know what I'm saying? Because like it's very easy to get consumed in like social work, do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But yeah, man. What about yourself? How you been?
Yeah, I've been well, man. A lot happened towards the end of the year. Just so much, and we didn't really do like a December episode. But yeah, man, so much happened, and like even just because like we're a journey like driven podcast, like just keeping it real with everyone. Yeah. Like before the end of the year or earlier on, I quit my job. But actually over that period when I was sort of freelancing and sort of trying to build and stuff like that, I realised that I have so much to learn. Do you get what I mean? I'm still so young, I'm still so early, and like one thing I noticed is that a lot of people try and
got something in your glasses.
Oh yeah? It's the rain. Yeah. A lot of people try and rush into like the entrepreneurship, building your business. Like they all want that glory story of I quit my job and now I'm a millionaire. Do you get what I mean? And obviously like everyone's saying like once you quit, you never look back and all that stuff. But upon like reflecting, I sort of noticed that there's still so much I have to learn. So I applied for an opportunity that came my way and I actually got it. Yeah. And it's like, I've just sort of been like integrating to it and all of that. And I just sort of noticed that like I still have so much to learn. I was just in the wrong place building my foundation. Yeah. And obviously now I'm being there, like there's so much I can leverage, like the network, what I'm being taught or what I'm learning through the experience and stuff like that. And even like the name itself holds so much weight that even when I'm trying to pitch to my own clients, I can tell them where I've worked. Yeah. And that could work in my favor as well. Like that's what's happened. So like my message is just to anyone who's sort of trying to build something for themselves, just remember like it's definitely long term, like it's definitely not a race. Like at 22, 23, 25, like you won't just sort of get to that stage without really building that solid foundation, without learning, without grafting, all that stuff as well, man. So that's definitely one thing I really learned.
Before we move on, how would you describe 2019?
2019 was eye-opening, man. Like, I learned so much. Like, it felt like such a long year. Yeah. Like, it was definitely eye-opening. I learned so much. I built myself a lot as well. So, really planted some seeds, really built the foundations and stuff like that. So, we even started this podcast in 2019. Oh, yeah. Like, five months or so.
Yeah, no, word. And I picked up on something you said. You can't be building your foundation in the wrong place. And I think that's very important because like even if you strip it back and go back to like graduates, like people applying for like graduate schemes, like they think, oh yeah, I must be at this company, I must be at this company. But in reality, that company might not be the best fit for you. Yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? You might have to come and fit in a particular box. You know what I'm saying? And that even resonates with me because like, obviously I'm a consultant, so I work on different projects. Yeah. And like 2019 in terms of work life has been like again for you, likewise for you, it's been a huge eye opener. Yeah, because like I've grown to now understand that I have my strengths and I have my weaknesses, and I've been like unfortunately I've been placed in projects where they just haven't. It's just been way outside my skill set. Yeah, like even it's been way outside my capability. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's a case of like I was just rushing to get onto a project. And where I wasn't actually saying, okay, cool, there's this project, and this project. Which one of them aligns to my skill set? Yeah. So now, like, when you're not on a project, and my company's called On The Bench, and so right now I'm on the bench looking for a new project. And I've had like tons of projects thrown at me, but one, I'm not interested in. Two, it's not my skill set. Do you know what I'm saying? But no,
that's crazy. How do you sort of accept like you're not built for something? Because at sometimes you see like you're not good enough. Like, how do you sort of accept the fact that this is just not aligned to your skill set and sort of knowing like it's not the best for you? Do you get what I mean?
Well, I guess the first step is just being aware of kind of yourself. And that's why I recommend that book by Simon F. Drucker, Knowing Oneself. So I recommend...
Could you say that again? For
Simon F. Drucker, Knowing Oneself. That's why I recommend, anyone that speaks, I always recommend that book. It's a very small book. Read it back to back 5 times. And ED told me to read that when I first started. So yes, I guess the first step is just kind of realizing what you're good at, what you're not good at. And that's what this book talks about, what you're good at, what you're not good at. And kind of taking a step back and be like, okay, cool. This is what I'm good at. This is what I'm not good at. How can I then exploit the stuff that I'm good at?
Yeah, focus.
And then the stuff that I'm not good at, just get other people to do it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Now, like when I'm having conversations, I'll say, okay, cool. This is my way of working. This is what I can do. What are you looking for? Do you know what I'm saying? If what they're looking for suits me, like me as a person, like my character and stuff, if the work's interesting, and if I get a good energy from them, or if I feel that I can work with them and they're going to support me, then I'll say, yeah, regardless of the project. Yeah. So for example, today, I had a conversation for a project at an investment bank, and you know the work seemed interesting. And the woman that I was talking to, she's very senior. The woman that I was talking to had excellent energy. She was like, look, like, I've been in this project for like a year now. I'm bored by myself. I just want someone to come in, do the job, have a bit of a laugh. I was like, yeah. I said, you know what? I said, I like that.
A vibe.
I like that, yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah, no, I'll definitely look into it.
Yeah. I feel like 2019 taught me like you have to be selective as well.
100%.
Like, obviously, when I was just starting off, like starting a business and all these things, and I just want to get work done. I just want to hustle. Yeah. I was doing work for anyone, and it's just like once I started doing it, I'm like, it's not even worth the amount I'm getting paid. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. And like, it's like, why did I pick this project? Because no matter how much I'm getting paid, working with this guy or working with this girl, like, it's not worth the stress, or it's not. So even like just learning, like, you have to be selective with who you work with. Like, not all business is good business, if you get what I mean. Like, when you're starting off, you just take anything thrown at you.
It's true. And sorry to cut you, it's called marginal utility. I don't know, for those who study economics, don't know what this means. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I was on my last project, like the first month, I was like, yeah, no, this is calm. I could definitely do this. What? Bruv. Like 2 months in, I was like, nah, you know what? This is dead. This is so boring. I can't do this anymore. You know what I'm saying? So, marginal utility is real, man. It's mad still. I'm not even gonna lie. What would you say your biggest challenge was in 2019?
Oh, my biggest challenge, I'll probably say, probably taking the leap of faith, then not retracing my footsteps, but like choosing to go back into employment, because like I said, to even take the leap of faith was a lot for me, thinking about it and all that stuff. But it's so funny, like that's the reason why I really like the podcast, because like you got to live what you're saying. Do you get me? You can't tell the people or the audience these things and not live it. Do you get what I mean? That's why like I like the fact that it's like a journey driven podcast. Like when I said like you had to step out your comfort zone, I had to do it. And then even like when I stepped out of it, like all the things that came my way after was just like, wow, this is why you have to step out your comfort zone. So I feel like my biggest challenge was taking that leap of faith. And when I took that leap of faith, it opened me up to all these other opportunities and stuff like that. But before I took it, bro, there was so many things playing on my mind. What about you?
Biggest challenge?
Yeah.
I guess my biggest challenge was, I'll probably say it's adapting. I was adapting to the work lifestyle. When I say that, is like adapting to the politics that goes on, adapting to how you have to play the game, like that. Because me, I don't lick ass for no one. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not me. And in certain corporations, you have to do that, but I'm not doing that. Do you know what I'm saying? And I stand by that. And so it's just kind of learning the game. And to somewhat, I've been a bit disruptive. Do you know what I'm saying? So I must have done like one initiative with my work. And in order to basically notify like the senior people, and I'm talking about like as in CEO, ED, and all that stuff, you have to go through the correct communication channel. This is just one example. I was like, you know, I said, look, I don't even know the correct communication channel. This is long. I'm just gonna send the email out to the whole company. You know what I'm saying? I got in trouble for it. I got in trouble for it, but I got recognized for what I was doing.
Fairs.
You know what I'm saying? So if someone had its benefits. So I guess that was my biggest challenge, the dump to work. And my biggest lesson of 2019, I was probably say like just growing balls, man. Because
you have to better yourself.
100%.
You have to.
100%. And it's just not growing balls in just in work, like just growing balls just in life. Like, and I always say this, like if you want to do it, get up and do it yourself. Do you know what I'm saying? I'll give you 2 examples, yeah. So obviously, going back to the working life, after my first project, I was traumatized, completely bombed it. I was terrible. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Second project, boring, it was okay. Third project was good, but didn't get good feedback, innit?
Yeah.
Cool. Now, it's like, cool, like, I'm like, you know what? In this work thing, fuck it, fam. I need to get what I want out of it, innit? I need to grow some balls, fam. So I'm talking to these people. I said, look, this is what I want. This is how I want it. Are you going to help me? Do you know what I'm saying? On top of that, like, I'll basically say to them, look, I'm not a yes man. Now, don't expect me to come in. You're going to tell me what to do and I'm going to follow it. If I spot inefficiency and I think I can do it better, I'm going to say that to you. I'm going to explain to you my rationale. Whether you like it or not, I don't really care. How do you, and I say, how do you take that?
I feel like the workplace do like that, but you just have to word it in a certain kind of way.
100%.
And also your actions as well have to show it. For example, in my new workplace, like they like the fact that I'm new, I'm urban, I'm young, I'm black as well. Do you get what I mean? And because I'm their consumer. Yeah. So everything I say, they're sort of like, oh wow, we never thought of that.
So my second example was, for example, like one of my boys, Ish, again, he's a part of the upper echelon platform. He done a documentary, right?
Yeah.
On black girls' hair.
Yeah. That's his first thing I saw. Yeah.
And I was listening to some of these stories and I thought, right, like these girls actually have a problem here. And I noticed it. I've done some research. I was like, right, you know what? I want to see if I can solve that problem. And I was thinking about, you know what? It's long, but F it, man. Let me just do it anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? Because if it works,
gotta scratch that itch.
I'm saying, man's got the bag. If it don't work, I can try it. I can say I tried it, trial and error, put it to the side, move on to the next.
So how are you going to make 2020 more productive?
By not doing the same thing.
Like?
So for example, 2019, went work, came home, went gym, worked to myself a bit, studied a bit, done, you know what I'm saying? 2020, it's like, cool. I now want to grow my wealth. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna invest. What am I gonna invest in? For argument's sake, you know what am I gonna invest in? I'll tell you. I'll say it. Housing, business, crypto.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like people, they say, oh yeah, like 2020 is gonna be different, or this year's gonna be different, but then they fall into the same patterns. Yeah. So you always need to be conscious where like, right, like I can't be repeating the same patterns that I was doing in 2019 and be expecting different results, because that's insanity. You know what I'm saying? Word to, was it Albert Einstein?
I can't remember, but big him up.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just doing things differently, man. So yeah, so I want to invest, grow my wealth, obviously launch my app. What else? Grow Hustle Smart. Grow myself as a brand, you know what I'm saying, and kind of grow within my career, man. Because I said like by 35, I want to retire.
I hear you, bro.
That's that, like 35.
You have to, retire. You have to set them
you know what I'm
things.
saying?
But you can't really get bombed by it though.
No, of course
just
not.
Work towards it.
I'm saying that. Yeah, I'm working towards it. I'm not like, it doesn't consume, but that's my target. You know what I'm saying? That's my aim. So what I'm doing every day, I'm working to fulfill that objective. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's how. Same way I'm making 2020 more productive. I think I tweeted about this as well, but just sort of being more intentional. So like setting goals, like making this, like once you make a goal, you have to break it down into actionable steps, because like so many people set goals that just discourage you. Do you get what I mean? Like you can set a goal like, okay, I want to retire by 35, but how are you going to do that? Like when you think about it, you can be like, shit, like I've got 10 years. How am I going to do this? Do you get what I mean?
But
so you have to break it down into actionable steps.
10 years is a lot. It's a lot of time.
Yeah, but when you look outside, you don't see it as a lot of time. Do you get what I mean? So you definitely have to make sure you break it down into actionable goals. Like, okay, I need to build this business, or I need to have a side income, or I need to invest in property. How am I going to invest in property? You just start reverse engineering it, breaking it down step by step, then building, like making lists, then making weekly lists, then checking in on yourself, rewarding your productivity. Like that's sort of what I used.
And the reason why I say 10 years, is because my mentor retired after the age of 46. So I want to beat him.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and even also like one thing I learned as well, like towards the end of the year, is like using peak times. Like, you know, some people are just morning people, or some people work better at night. It's just leveraging that and making the most out of it. So like, for example, me, I know when I wake up and it's like early in the morning, that's where I get my best work. So that's why I have like my social media off to 12. So I can really focus on my work and really just get straight down to it. And like with me, I can't work throughout the whole day. Do you get what I mean? But I'm trying to utilize like my most effective periods and just sort of get the work done straight away. So like my biggest task, I'll get it done like first thing first. Then I'll just focus on the other small stuff, because the most important thing should be done when I'm most active and most proactive, if you get what I mean. So that's definitely one thing I'm
also
using
another
this year.
thing, what's going to be different is my diet. So I'm doing some research, and so obviously, I'm pescatarian for the month of January.
Oh, nice. Everyone's doing veganuary.
It's difficult, bro. It's difficult. It's difficult, bro. I can't lie, like it's hard, bro. It's hard, fam.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like today I walked to the Caribbean shop, I was like, Raj, you got any
vegan
you got any like prawn curry or something? No, we got vegetable curry. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, what's vegetable curry? I was like, you know what, let me just firm it.
Yeah.
I started doing research, and to even research aside, actually, like since I've started doing it, like I've found that I have a much more energy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's good, man.
But yeah, it's just like kind of just making.
I need to eliminate like sweet stuff, man. I eat too much sweet stuff.
Same. I need to cut down my sweet as well.
Oh, that's good, man. That's good. Even like, I think I tweeted about this as well. Like when towards the end of the year, I was just reflecting on some habits that served me really well, and some people really took note of it just to help them with this year.
Like what though? What sort of habits?
So like stepping out my comfort zone was one.
Yeah.
Like this last year, I really stepped in my comfort zone. Like introducing myself to new people, going to places by myself. Yeah. Like just doing things that I wouldn't usually do. Yeah. So stepping out my comfort zone really helps me. It's like when you're so used to something or so used to an environment, it sort of like taints how you view things and sort of what comes your way and stuff like that. So when you really step out and free yourself, do you get me? It makes a whole lot of difference. And I didn't just I did throw myself in the deep end, but I sort of took gradual steps as well. Yeah. Do you get what I mean? So that really played out in my favor. Like also like building systems as well. So just making sure like I'm systemizing quite a few things, like in the way of like, for example, how I'm getting clients. I'm doing it in a way where like this is how I'll get every client, or in a way when I'm onboarding someone or adding someone to my team, this is the way I'm doing it. So just breaking it down to like an automated system where it runs smoothly rather than me being more reactive and just doing things how I feel is right. Do you get what I mean? So that really helped. And then it's cutting down my screen time. So last year was the first year, I think, when I started doing the lockout on my app, where I stopped going on social media. So I stopped going on social media from 1 a.m. to 12 p.m. So I can like 1 a.m. So like, cause sometimes I can be up on Insta or Twitter till like 3 a.m. So once my phone's at 1 a.m, I just like basically saying go to bed. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. And then 12 p.m, like that's like when it comes to daytime. So like I've done everything or almost everything, and I don't really need to do it. Or because before I used to wake up, go on Instagram, then stay in bed for 15 minutes. Then I'm like, shit, I'm running late. So I had to cut down on that. Then also like sparking genuine conversations as well. Like just having convos with anyone. Like a lot of the times when people want to network, they just want to network with people upper than them, but there's so many people around you who you can do great stuff with. So I think just sparking genuine conversations, not really trying to leech off them or take anything off them, just trying to build a genuine relationship and see what happens. That played out in my favour as well. I agree, because it's a journey. Like you don't know where Richard down the road might be in 5 to 10 years. You know what I'm saying? He may be able to help you in some way, shape or form. Exactly. Even helping others as well is what really helps me as well. Like, for example, sharing information like this podcast, or sharing opportunities to friends, or if I see something that I feel like will be better for someone else, send their way. And when people see that, they really see that this person support, is not trying to compete with me. Do you get what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. You shouldn't really see people's competition. Like, I was even like, one girl randomly, I think it was yesterday, even hit me up, said, "Oh yeah, can you repost my stuff?" I'm like, I'll do it. And then we started talking. She was like, "Oh yeah, like I've always been apprehensive about asking people to repost because some people get iffy." But I was like,
a lot of people do get iffy, but it's because
support
they have
free, bro.
Yeah, but they have the scarce mindset where they feel as if like if someone else is doing what they're doing, they're not going to get what they want. Do you get what I mean? Like, but with us, it's like you have to see it as an abundance. Like, as a way where like the more people doing it, the better it is. Do you get what I mean? Like, for example, like if me and you were to get upset over someone else starting a podcast about how to hustle smarter, it will just go against everything we stand for, because we need more people to have this information. We need more people helping others. We need more people building platforms like this, showing others is possible. Do you get what I mean? So a lot of people have to change from that scarcity mindset to the abundance, because there's enough room for everyone to win. Like 100%. Someone else winning doesn't take out of your plate, and that's 100%. One thing I noticed as well.
100%. So what can the people expect from, you know, the Hustle Smart podcast and the Hustle Smart team going forward of 2020?
So to be fair, like personally, like me and you, we've already mapped out and already got our strategies, but it's more like just being like more transparent, sharing more content, getting more people to share game as well, share their learnings, share their challenges as well, to let people know it's not as easy as we might think. Also, people sharing their mistakes so other people don't make the same mistakes. Even just networking with other people on podcasts, building relationships with them, sharing advice, seeing how we can both help each other and stuff like that. So just really sort of being more intentional in a sense, and being more like pushing the same agenda, if you get what I mean. And
also, just to add to that, like this year, we're looking to, at some point this year anyway, we're looking to host an event. Obviously, those details will become clear to you guys as we confirm everything, but we hope to see everyone there. And obviously, we're also like kind of hoping, not even hoping, we're gonna like break into that university space. So obviously, I've done that already. So now it's just basically bringing Hustle Smart through to you know convey to the students that, you know, basically to teach the students what they're not learning in class. And also like you know, just leaving uni, there's so much that you don't know. Like, you don't know what to expect. There's nothing to help anyone once they leave uni. Like, you're just thrown into the deep end. And a lot of people are feeling like, oh yeah, I should have done this by now, or I should be here by now. But like, no one's really telling them the honest truth. So yeah, definitely trying to push out like the agenda more to the university students as well, those who are listening. Before we end, how can the listeners make 2020 more productive? What tangible things can they implement and put in place?
Yeah, so some have been listed already, but what I would say is being more intentional. So being more clear on what you want. So writing things down. So journaling was one thing I did last year, and that really helped me, because I'm writing down my goals and I'm looking back at it every day, every week. I'm seeing what I want. So it's something in your subconscious mind just makes it sort of more apparent to you. Do you get what I mean? You start noticing things more. So just writing down your goals, being clear on what you want, saying, what do I want? How am I going to achieve this? What would I do? There's quite a few stuff on our IG where people can see and sort of help them plan their year and just be more intentional, because that really helped me out. And I know for a fact when you write something down, it helps you achieve it. Like even when I grabbed my mentor earlier on this year, I wrote like the list of top 10 black like millionaires and kind of like successful black men, and like now one of my mentors, one of them, but that's because of me being intentional. Do you get what I mean? So that really played in my favor, because I knew what I want and I just had to map out how I'll get there, and eventually I did.
And I always say it, man, say it right, do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's definitely a good one, because like, as I said, I've written down my goals and I see it every day. Also, to make 2020 more productive, like if you want to build a business or if you want to invest in something, like just be smart with your money. So budget. Like I know a couple people has hit me up for the budgeting tool.
We got to put that out soon.
Yeah, that's the
got to give that to the people
still. So yeah, like budget. Like have your salary, your monthly salary, give yourself an allowance or pay yourself.
Yeah.
But before doing that, make sure your bills are covered.
Yeah.
Don't go into your overdraft. If you're gonna spend on your credit back, if you're gonna spend on your credit card, what Martin Lewis says, and if you don't know him, hit him up on YouTube. Pay it back in full. See what I'm saying? Like if you can't afford the rate of interest, just look for a low interest rate credit card. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta do more finance sessions this year for sure. Definitely, we got that in the pipeline.
One of my credit cards is like 6%. People are like, how did you get that? You know what I'm saying?
We gotta share the game, man.
But yeah, man, those are the 2 nuggets from me anyway.
Man, that's dope. And also, like me, last year I had a word for the year, and this year I got another word for the year. What's your word for the year? I'll say mine after.
My word for the year is elevation.
Okay.
Literally, like this year is about like because right now we're here. It's now about getting to the next step. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
no, that's dope. My word for this year is execution. Because like there's like I'm a strategy guy, so it's all good having strategy, but at the end of the day you gotta execute, and that's where action is where you see the results, not just on the writing down or on the writing the pitch decks and all that stuff. You gotta execute. So that's my word for this year, just making sure that everything I've planned out, I make sure I execute on it. Whether I fail or whether I don't get the result I want, at least I did it. But also another word is focus as well, because that's really heavy on my mind. Like just making sure that I'm focusing on the important things, or I'm focusing on things that like will move the needle, like we used to say. So like, I feel like when you're writing goals, it's all good having 10 goals, but when you have 2 solid ones that will really make the difference, it's much easier to achieve 2 than 10 because then your energy's into like 2-3 things. Do you get what I mean? But when you have 10 goals, like you can't split your energy into all those 10. Like you can even set time limits as well, because like you can say, okay, I want to achieve this goal by this time, and do you get me? You make it happen, or if you don't, you extend it. But I mean, once you set those 2 goals, then you now focus on the other 2 after. You got to put things into stages. You can't just say these are the 10 things I want to achieve this year, because it's gonna make it much harder for you and overwhelm you.
Just to add to that, don't be afraid to be selfish with your time. Because if you you can't do everything. You can't be in more than one place at any given time. So sometimes you have to be selfish
and learn to say no, man.
Yeah, man.
Like me personally, last year I struggled saying no, bro. Like you'll see me out quite a lot last year, but then like it just come to a period where you're like, you know what, I'm so sorry. Like I can't make it. And like if people take offense to it, fair enough. But you got to be selfish with your time, because there's only so much time you have. Do you get what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah, man. You can't be turning up at all these raves anymore, man. You got to be selective. Do you get me? I wasted so much time just going to these dead raves and shit.
Yeah, man. There you have it, guys.
Yeah, man. 2020, we're here. Hustle smart.
Let's make it count.
Yeah, guys, man. Make sure you focus on things that move the needle.
That's it. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on our Instagram, follow us on our Twitter. And, you know, if you want to come on, reach out to us, drop us an email, send us a DM. We're friendly guys. And there you have it. Yeah, man. Also, let us know if you need any help. Let us know how you progress with your goals and all that stuff, man. We really want to hear from you guys this year. Really want to push the whole agenda together as a community, man. Wow.